This is Chris Phelan with Horsepower Brands, and I have Amanda Thompson here who oversees ZeeFleet. Amanda, thanks for joining us, and can you just kind of give us a little bit about what ZeeFleet exactly does?
Absolutely. We're here to support franchisees in the vehicle procurement process to really simplify that process and remove different obstacles in the auto industry to help them launch their business and grow their business as they need fleet vehicles.
Awesome. And then if it's okay with you, I got a few questions that I've kind of compiled throughout 2023 of just candidates throughout the process asking about ZeeFleet, and then just a few things I've heard on validation. So the first one is, why would franchisees choose to partner with ZeeFleet for their procurement needs versus finding the vehicles and equipment on their own?
Absolutely. So we work hard every day to build a network of dealer and vendor partners that help us create value in the fleet procurement process. And we do that by working to get the vehicles that are needed for our franchise businesses, get the equipment that helps them launch and grow their business, and also do so at acceptable costs and discounted prices for our franchisees. But most importantly, on the timeline that they need. Of course, there's a lot of different disruption in the auto industry that impacts the availability of vehicles, and we work to solve that every day.
Awesome. It's kind of nice having a partner because I could understand how stressful it would be to get the vehicles prior to opening and all the things that go into that.
For sure.
Yeah. Next question I got for you. What should franchisees expect when partnering with ZeeFleet? Like, what is the actual franchisee's roles in the overall process with you guys?
Absolutely. So it begins with a fleet overview consultation where we learn about the needs of each individual franchisee, whether that's on the financing and funding side or timeline and when they seek to launch their business. And so from there, we build out a program for them, and we begin by accepting their fleet order with our fleet order agreement. From there, it's our responsibility to follow through on executing the procurement, the aftermarket upfitting, and preparation of the vehicle. We meet our franchisees at the end of that process where we'll work with them to work with their lenders to fund their purchases and get everything finalized for them. So realistically, we really take on the logistics and project management of vehicle procurement and meet them at the end of the process for funding.
Awesome. And then with you guys kind of being the experts when it comes to everything fleet, how does your team stay on top of all the various trends and disruptions you guys see in the auto industry?
Great question. So as I mentioned before, we have a growing network of dealer partners that we're consistently working with. We're also building relationships with different manufacturers, but most importantly, we work with a lot of different stakeholders in the industry, such as lenders, service contract providers, aftermarket upfitters. So all of those individuals interact with the industry differently, so we're able to keep a pulse on different disruptions and things that are happening in advance, and then of course to execute on plans to prepare for those for the long term.
Gotcha. And then often question I hear throughout the process is what type of vehicles and equipment are chosen, and what goes into choosing those equipment and vehicles for the brands?
Great question. So with that, we partner very closely with each brand team and the subject matter experts that they include in their fleet processes to make sure that we're getting the vehicles that are best suited for each different industry that our franchisees work in. So again, we're leveraging designated vendor partners, subject matter experts, and of course our brand teams to make all of those decisions, and then we take on that procurement process of each of those decisions being made. So that's something we're really excited about, is we have great folks to work with to make those different selections for make and model as well as aftermarket equipment.
Awesome. And then with you guys just being able to launch this program, you guys have supported over 100 franchisees, I think, at this time with their procurement needs. What is your customer highlight as the main value add when it comes to you supporting their business?
Absolutely. So there's a lot of different ways that we add value when it comes to the discounted pricing and buying power of the program, but what we actually hear most comes from the time savings and the project management side and really taking that on for the franchisee. A lot of our franchisees are working with us as they're seeking to launch their business, or perhaps they are growing their business once they've begun operating, and at that time they have a lot on their plates. And when it comes to shopping for vehicles, working with car dealers, ordering equipment, taking vehicles to installation appointments, it really becomes quite a burdensome process. So that's where it's the time savings and the effort that goes into the program that a lot of folks come back to us and say they appreciated most about the process.
Yeah, for sure. I know a lot of these guys can open their doors without you and your team, so we appreciate all the support that you give them, and thanks for coming on and kind of highlighting everything you guys do at ZeeFleet.
Thank you.